Hey cuties, it's FT Beauty here, and today I'm walking you through the steps of doing lash and brow tinting. Here you can see I've got two pea-sized pieces of brow tint. I have the colours brown and white. The client asked for a nice cool tone brown, so when I mix the brown and white together it will give me a nice cool tone brown. Here I'm mixing between 3 to 4 drops of peroxide, which you need to make sure you mix quickly before it oxidises. Once you have mixed fully, make sure you apply it to the brow. You should make sure your client is prepped beforehand, asking about any contraindications and making sure that the Vaseline surrounds the skin above and below the eyebrow, just to make sure the skin doesn't stain. Here I check to make sure the client likes the colour that I have mixed. I then go ahead with applying the tint. As you can see, it's a nice, warm, cool tone brown. The colour that I have made matches the client's hair colour. Here you can see me generously applying the tint. You don't want to leave any spare. You want to make sure you get every hair that you can find. If you leave any hairs spare, it could mean that you have lighter and darker eyebrows. Don't worry about getting any tint on the skin, because you should have Vaseline the area beforehand. The tint should stay on for approximately about 1 to 2 minutes depending on colour. If you want a darker colour, you leave it on for longer. If you want a lighter colour, you leave it on for a short amount of time. This is due to oxidisation. The oxidisation occurs when the peroxide mixes with oxygen. The peroxide that I have is only 3%, so the oxidisation takes a bit longer. However, it's still really quick. Here you can see me applying the same tint on the other eyebrow. I generously apply it again, making sure that I fill every gap and making sure I get every hair in the process. Here you can see me getting 2 damp cotton pads. I like to use micellar water because it helps the skin at the same time. I wipe the brow off in the direction I applied, so I start from the inside and wipe the outside. This way I'm making sure that I take the tint off the way it was applied. As you can see, the eyebrows have a nice natural colour and shape. The tint has darkened the eyebrows to the colour of cloud. I will now repeat the same step on the other eyebrow. I wipe in the direction I applied, making sure that there's no tint left over. And making sure I wipe the Vaseline off the edges. I will then grab a mirror just to make sure my client likes the colour of her brows. Here you can see my client getting ready for her lashes to be tinted. I have warned my client in advance her eyes will be shut for approximately around 10 to 15 minutes. I apply Vaseline under and above the eyelid. Under the lid I also apply 2 cotton pads, preferably damp, on top of the Vaseline area. This will stop any tint from going where it should go. You can see me here measuring the cotton pad to her eye shape, because you want to make sure it's secure and snug. It should fit just under the bottom lashes. That way when you tint the lashes, you swipe down onto the cotton pad, so you're not swiping the lashes onto the skin. Here I'm applying the Vaseline, so I have got the shape of cotton pad that I would like. I apply the Vaseline generously and making sure it's definitely under the eyelid. This way, if any lash tint does leak beneath the cotton pad, there will be no tint staining the client. I now fit the cotton pad under the bottom lashes and making sure that the client feels that it is secure. Here you can see I'm going to repeat this eye on the other eye. Once I've completed this step on the other eye, we will move on to apply the tip. I will now begin to apply the tint. The client asked for the same colour as her brows, so I mixed the brown and white again. This time I added a drop of black just to make them a bit darker. Lashes should always stand out. Getting your lashes tinted means you won't have to wear mascara. I apply the tint in a downwards motion following the lashes. I brush the lashes onto the cotton pad to hold them down in place. I make sure I apply enough tint to colour the lashes, making sure no lashes are left out. Once the tint is applied, I will then move on to the eyeliner. Once the tint has been applied, I will then grab a damp cotton pad and cut it into two, moon shapes preferably. Then I will place the moon shapes on the eyes, covering the lash tint. Make sure that these are damp and not wet. You don't want water dripping down your client's face. Making sure these are secure. Now you will stay here with the tint on the lashes for around 8 more minutes because you've spent 2 minutes prepping the fly. As you can see, my client is getting her lashes tinted, so while she waits, she asks for a facial cleanse. Here I'm using a Pro Radiance cream based cleanser which will help revitalise the skin. This will add minerals and make sure the skin stays young. Using upward motions on the skin makes the skin lift. If you use downward motions, it will make the skin sag and droop when you're older. I then wipe off with micellar water. This will also help the skin stay young. Here I use an enzyme pill which helps the skin with the acne. Here I apply the pill where the acne is occurring. Here we have it in the U-zone, which is usually on the cheeks and the chin. These are common areas for acne. The most common are the U, the T and the C zone. Off camera, I washed off the enzyme pill. Now, after leaving the tint on for the right time, which was around 10 to 15 minutes, I take off the top cotton pads, making sure my eyes keeps our eyes shut. As you can see, the colour is a nice brown. I will start by using that damp cotton pad that was on her eye to brush the lashes onto the cotton pad beneath, getting off all the tint from her lashes. I will then go along her lash line, making sure that there's no tint left in the line. When applying the tint, you need to make sure that you do go all the way to the lash line, otherwise you might have lighter lashes at the beginning and then darker at the end. As you can see, the lashes come out the right colour. I'm very pleased with the result. I then go over damp cotton pad underneath as well, just to make sure there's no tint remaining. I will then repeat this process on the opposite eye. nice autumn brown colour, and the lashes have a nice black to brown shade. The lashes match the client's hair tone. The client has naturally nice brows. The tint just helps complement them. As you can see, the lashes are really big and voluminous now. The acne has also cleared up. The client is very happy with the end result. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, it means a lot to me. I'm a small business who's just starting out. Finishing Touches is an own brand, and we try and deliver the best possible services we can. Also, don't be afraid to follow the Insta. If you have any questions, please DM me, I'll be sure to answer them. But for now, beauties, that's all.